Hey, what's up guys, this is Dex bringing you another commentated match video, and this time around is going to be Royal Paladins on the right, again played by yours truly, against Kagero. So probably a matchup that you've seen plenty of times by now. It's a pretty classic matchup, typical matchup, but I decided to commentate and upload this video because I thought it was a good showcase of how the matchup can be played from the Raw Paladin's perspective. I know a lot of Raw Paladin player likes to go for the longer games uh, against Kagero by only using their cards that pluses them, but me personally, I think that like it's a viable strategy, but personally I feel like even in this scenario, um, Kagero has the advantage because they have the better finisher and they are by nature a control deck. So really, like you can manage to pull out wins with a clutch soul saver from time to time, but from my experience, I feel like Kagero will win most of the times when you go for the longer games. So that's why here you see me really try to apply pressure early on turn 2. I played Blaster Blade on my Vanguard circle, played Akane, called Pongo, and now I'm debating whether or not I want to drop 2 more rear guards for my Blaster Blade to get a crit. And you'll see that this strategy is actually viable because during the course of the game, because I applied that strategy, I always add the momentum. So here, like you see me play the Joran, and now I need 1 more rear guard for my Blaster Blade to get the critical trigger. So in my hand, I really only add like uh, triggers in my hand. So I decided to put the crit trigger behind the Joran. Joran got the extra 5k, and now I swing for 10 on his Vanguard. Luckily for him, he got the heal, but Blaster Blade still can go through. It's gonna swing for 18 on his 18k Vanguard with an extra crit. So here, obviously, he wants to guard it, but that's a 1-2 pass, so he takes it back. And I believe he didn't have any 15k shield, so now he's forced to drop a heal, I believe here. Yeah, he's forced to drop a heal, so that's really good. That's another that's a heal. That's a lot of shield wasted basically. So even though my crit didn't hit, it's still a win. It's still a good situation. No, it's a win-win situation for me in that scenario. So here he rides Berserk Dragon, so that's good for him. That's the ideal. That's pretty much the ideal grade 2 for Kagero on turn 2, because he gets to pop 1 and draw 1 on right. And yeah, here he's gonna try to like pop some of my rear guards with all his retiring effects. So he uses all his counterblast here. And yeah, he plays a bar behind the Berserk Dragon and swings for 18 on my Vanguard. So not too bad, lost 2 rear guards, but I still have my back row, so it's not that bad. So he swings for 18 here, decides to block it with a 15k shield, swings with his Vanguard, and I take it. Yeah, take it. Right, so now it's back to my turn, and this turn is a really key turn because I had the Alfred in hand, but I decided not to play it because I wanted the extra pressure Blaster Blade offers. So I had an Akane in hand, so filling my board will not be that expensive for me. I wouldn't have to commit too much, and I'd still have the crit on my Blaster Blade, and that's a viable strategy. If I feel like this is a viable strategy only if you're the one that started the game, because you get to have like basically an extra turn to play around, since you were already well you were already ahead by a turn technically. So yeah, here you see me. I played Akane again and fetched my Pongo. Pongo is going to soul charge, no triggers, but Blaster Blade gets a crit and he's going to swing for 18. So again, the exact same situation. Akane pokes for 10 here. He guards it with a 10, grade 1, and Blaster Blade swings for 18. So now my opponent is like, okay, I'll just let it go through. So that's again, that's a win-win situation. I get to deal him 2 damage here. So he gets a draw. So that's alright for him. And I got a hail, so that's really good for me. And here I swing for 23 on his 20k Vanguard. So yeah, as I said before, that was a really key turn because he let it go through. Now he's at 4 damage, and that's basically the range I want my opponents to be when I have all the soul set up for Soul Saver, because between 4 and 5 damage is where Soul Saver actually really hurts. So here he plays Dragon Egg Overlord, and as you can see in his hand, he doesn't have much in his hand. Even though he got a draw trigger, he doesn't really have many cards in hand. So here, like, he swings for 18, but his Dragon Egg Overlord, even though he has the counterblast for the restanding effect, he's probably not gonna use it because it's actually gonna be pretty expensive in this state of the game. He's at 4 damage. He needs cards in hand to guard the next turn. He knows he's not gonna kill me next turn, so he needs cards in hand to guard. And basically Dragon Egg Overlord minuses him 1 card. So here I take it. I'm like, whatever. It's only 1 damage. He doesn't get anything, but yeah, he passes because he didn't get any crit trigger that he could stack, and he barely has any cards in hand here. So here I write my Alfred. I don't think I had Soul Saver at this point in the game. If I had Soul Saver, I'm pretty sure I would have done it, but just go all in because I know what he has in hand at this point. But Alfred on turn 3 or 4 is still really good. So I write Alfred, use Alfred's effect. Yeah, I put a force marker here because well, the crit trigger was actually really weak, and Blaster Blade gets an extra 5k anyway. So I play Blaster Blade on the other column, and Blaster Blade now swings for 15. Again, I was always going for the aggression. I would rather have 3 different attacks than 2 big attacks here, just to apply a little bit more pressure. So I swing with 15 with my crit trigger. He blocks it. Again, pokes with 15 again with Blaster Blade. Yeah, he's gonna guard here because I don't think he can guard Alfred. Alfred is like swinging for 31, I believe. So he's forced to guard, but he's wasting guard. And here Alfred is swinging for 31. So he gets the heal, so that's good for him. But he's still in the range. 4 damage is still really good for me. So he got the waterfall. But I'm at 2 damage. The heal earlier really saved me. If I was at 3 damage, it would have been a different scenario here. Like, waterfall would have been actually pretty lethal because I would have been 1 crit away from dying. But now I'm at 2, so I'm really not scared. Like, for him to kill me, he basically has to get 2 critical trigger in a row, and it's really unlikely to happen. So that's why here he swings for 23 on my Vanguard, trying to force, trying to put me at 3 damage so that his waterfall can be lethal. So here I'm pretty much forced to guard for that not to happen. And then he swings for 51 with an extra crit. This calls no guard. I call no guard. He didn't get anything, and I take 2 damage here. So back to my turn here, and yeah, I know that he barely has any card in hands. He has a grade 1 and a grade 2. That's what he checked last turn. So I know at this point he pretty much can't guard. If I go all in, I know he pretty much can't guard any of my columns, unless he has like a perfect guard that I didn't see. But then again, that's only like 1 column that he can guard, and he needs to guard 3. So here I play Marin, I play Akane, so I use both of their effects here. I trigger Akane first to go search for my Pungle, and now I'm going to debate whether I want to Soul Charge first or draw, since Marin's effect and Pungle's effect are happening at the same time. Alright, so I decide to Soul Charge first and draw. And then I put a booster behind Soul Saver, so that really like he has no chance in guarding unless like he has magical heals or magical draws and his damage checks. So there you go, everything gets plus 15k, and now I swing for 51. Calls no guard, I get the heal, I get to heal, puts the power on my critical trigger, and gets an Allen. So he's gonna take the damage here, doesn't get anything. So at this point it's pretty much over. So as you could see, the aggression from Blaster Blade during the early state of the game actually paid off. So that's just another way how to play the matchup. Obviously it won't happen all the time, but if you get the pieces, it's an option. So thank you for watching, guys. Talk to you guys later.